game screen on, and we'll just do shoutouts as we intro as well, just so you guys can see the initial build orders and so on, if you would like to. So first of all, thank you very much, GG Zinny, who just hit that sub button during the break as well. Give us some SJ hearts to go in here for the chat, please, for GG Zinny. Those replays are enticing, man, I'm telling you. So if you sub today, guys, what I'll do is I will put in the January replay pack will go out like an hour after the stream, or less than that. It'll go into your Twitch inbox. But I'll also send out the December replay pack again. So basically, whenever you sub, I make sure you guys get the previous month replay pack as well. So the December replay pack had over 450 replays. This month will probably have 300 to 400 as well. So I mean, we're talking about like 800 replays for you guys from top tier players if you sub today. So great day to sub for those replays. Thank you very much, Ringed Helix, who also donates $5 in the chat. Says thanks for the cast. Well, thank you so much for supporting the stream, Ringed Helix, and I'm glad you're enjoying the cast enough to donate. Really do appreciate that. Hope you are again having a good day, having a good time, and I hope you enjoy the finals. And with that, let's go into this game and introduce our players. To top left hand side, it is going to be the blue Terran player from Team Expert. Give it up, guys, for ByuN. And down to the bottom right, the red Terran player is going to be GuMiho. Can you guys give me a moment to tweet as well, guys? I should probably try and tweet a bit more. Thank you very much, Bly, as well, who just hit us up with a host. Hello, everyone from Bly's stream. You're watching the WardiTV weekly here, and it is ByuN and GuMiho in today's finals. So thank you very much. Do appreciate it. And yeah, let me just tweet about this quickly, because I didn't remember to just before. Grand finals time in WardiTV weekly 4! Exclamation mark. It is our Team Expert. What's Expert's clan tag? Expert Esport. Expert Esport. ByuN versus GuMiho. Best of 5. HTTP twitch.tv/ tweeting on your phone is slow, man. How to actually type things on your phone instead of just type them on a keyboard. Ugh. So much effort. Alright, guys, let's do this then. We set it up and get ready to go. Again, thank you for the subs, the donations for the host. Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you very much. You see a grenade going down, and a little bit of a Reaper on Reaper action here right away to get us started. Just looking to see what is going on and what's happening. As we're going to be seeing the command center building up over here. Actually, GuMiho picks off ByuN's SCV over there. ByuN actually only opted for... He just go 2 Reapers. It was just kind of unfortunate timing and positioning as GuMiho kind of gets past his... Oh, nice deeper raise is going to get this Reaper very low. That should be a dead Reaper here, I think, because it can't jump to the low ground. Yeah, before, if it jumped to the low ground, it would slow down, so ByuN would catch it anyways. So it does go down, and we are going to be seeing the Reaper here from ByuN. Moving down the left-hand side, he's still got 2 Reapers up. Here comes the Cyclone of GuMiho. And ByuN building his own Cyclone now, but is a little bit later. So, I mean, obviously what he's gone for is a bit of a faster expansion, which is why everything is just a little bit later from ByuN in the early stages. As GuMiho is going to set up with this Cloaked Banshee follow-up as well. So, send up that, a couple of Marines out, trying to fight, trying to hold off a little bit. The 2 Reapers of ByuN actually going across the map to try and do some further damage themselves. Reactor just about surviving, that's great. And there's the Reapers arriving. Nothing in position, and so this CC should get delayed at least. And you'll see the Cyclone again taking a lot of damage. The Hellion too. Yeah, and overall here, ByuN will defend this, and again, he's got his CC so much earlier. Yeah, you know what, he might even just kill this command center of his opponent. Banshee pops out, 70 health, 54. Yeah, he's going to have to cancel it. GuMiho loses the CC. And that's going to be absolutely crazy. This Reaper gets popped down once again, a grenade. I mean, the Reaper will go down. He'll try and stay alive long enough to grenade once more, just to try and slow things down. He will get that grenade off and just bounce those SCVs around a little bit further. GuMiho across the map kept his Cyclone alive, but again, he comes out of this so much later on the command center. He's really got to hope that this Banshee is going to start getting some damage done very soon, because if he doesn't get some damage done very soon, he's going to start falling behind quite heavily in the worker count. Already a 2-worker advantage for ByuN. And as we're going to be seeing this Banshee moving over to the left-hand side, again, there's pretty good chance of getting something done, I guess, because there isn't a Raven, there isn't turrets just yet, but they're going to start building. Looks like the ByuN might actually just be more or less perfectly timed with his defense. 2 Cyclones moving forwards as well, and actually that's kind of crazy. 2 Cyclones against 1 Cyclone and some Marines. Well, you could definitely win this fight. You should target the Cyclone straight away. It's what he starts to do. He gets it pretty low. He's going to target it again. And actually, the target firing from GuMiho is not really target firing at all. He lets one Cyclone go to half health and then the other, so it allows a lot of damage to stay on the fight, stay on the map for a little while. The Cyclone will try and pull away, but actually this Hellion will be able to chase, of course, as... Oh, nice scan, and GuMiho going to lose the first Banshee without really much done at all. You can see the two workers going down then, and again another Hellion keeps chasing. That Cyclone does fall eventually. Would have been better to just turn and fight, I think. You see the SCV just going to keep on sitting on the watchtower. Here comes this Banshee. Just going to be kind of reflected as well. Doesn't want to move in just yet, so... Great defense by ByuN, who is just dominant so far in the first game of this series. Just looks as though he knows what's up, knows what's going on, knows what he's doing, and looks very good while doing so. This medevac from ByuN is going to keep on boosting down to the south side, and I guess we'll come in towards the natural expansion in a couple of moments as well, so again, just continue to apply pressure. There's a siege tank here, so maybe the natural, not the best place to drop on into, and ByuN will see this. He'll try and save his Marine. Poor Marine just going to get shot down anyways. He can drop up in the main though, out of range of that siege tank, and again he's just going to outposition his opponent. There's another tank here though, who's also going to deal some damage, so just going to have to lift up, back away again. Not really too much more you can do. Tries to drop a Marine on top of his opponent's Marines. The splash damage does a little bit, but not too much, and he also sees the third CC of his opponent as he moves on out, so he knows how fast that is. As we're going to see double order turret here. Nice pull away, only 2 SCVs lost. We'll also lose the missile turret. There's a little bit of a frustration. GuMiho, the Banshee, not really in position to make use of the lack of a turret there in the natural for a few moments. Instead, heading around the left-hand side with this is, well, ByuN, no third CC, but he does have a second Rax, and he's going to have a tech lab on this very shortly to start building up in towards Stimpack. I guess also third CC can build from ByuN fairly soon as well. He's just spending his money elsewhere right now, though. As we do see the Stimpacks, ready to start. He's got a very fast +1 upgrade as well. Nice scan. That's going to be another dead Banshee, and overall, again, well, GuMiho, he's done enough with the Banshees to kind of catch up a bit. There's the third CC dropping down. Yeah, GuMiho's done enough to catch up with the Banshees. He's, evened up the worker count quite significantly, so he's definitely done a lot. Only 9 workers, but again, he's only going to be 5-6 workers behind, because it was only kind of a CC build time that he was behind, so it works out quite nicely. And it's just going to be seeing this army now moving through the center from ByuN, and looking to see what sort of position he can get into. Maybe set up for a bit of an elevator up into the main base, perhaps? Let's see what he can do, pushing down to the south side and looking to see what he can do in the next couple of moments. So, you do see these units just setting up right now and just having a little bit of a look to see what is going on. Again, Vikings up in the sky, and just going to be seeing a few Marines spread out at the front here from GuMiho as well. Scan comes down, and he's going to see the double Raven. There's nothing really to protect the double Raven, though. Like, there's no Vikings up just yet. There's one popping out, and ByuN will see that, so he's going to get some shots onto it. He'll pick off the first Viking, and already a little bit of trouble here for GuMiho. He's not really in a position to start defending against this. This orbital will lift and relocate, and this tank's still in the main base, and ByuN will see that now. Will lift up and back away from it. He could probably push forwards and drop on top of that tank. I'm not sure how far into the base he really wants to commit into, though, so you have to try and be a little bit more careful about it, as we still see, again, Marines and tanks collected together on the low ground. And again, ByuN just taking advantage of this position now currently. As we do see the tanks just going to unsiege, going to start backing away. So tanks back off here, and we do see ByuN, again, just building up on the third base with some more SCVs. Getting that saturated, and again, Stimpack about to finish up from both players as well. +2/+1 from ByuN, so maintaining an upgrade lead by going into his second upgrade already. And there's obviously just a +1 attack still going on at the same time for GuMiho, so he's still building up with this, and I guess the upgrade lead is kind of the only lead right now in terms of what ByuN has. Also the fact his third base is starting to mine. That's something GuMiho will have to push towards very shortly here, unless he's going to have to face the consequences of falling behind in that. But look at the unit count, actually have a look to see what's going on. A few medevacs up from ByuN, and that's definitely a difference in this army. A couple of Ravens from GuMiho might help up in the skies. 5 tanks apiece. Actually pretty even Marine counts, as we'll see a bit of a weird siege here. Neither player really knowing what the best situation there is there, I don't think. Neither player wanting to run into each other's tanks, so both of them sort of just disengaging, but again in a very weird way. Neither kind of completely sure as to exactly how they want to make this happen. As we'll again pull around the right hand side, and yeah, just going to be kind of pushing on forwards here. An SCV goes down, and it's going to be seeing the Ravens Vikings setting up again. Tanks will siege over here, and so again, ByuN doesn't really have air control, which is kind of scary, especially if these Ravens dropping the turrets down. And ByuN's actually going to lose a lot out on the map. He's going to get chased away quite happily, and yeah, ByuN loses a lot here. This army gets destroyed by GuMiho. And see, it's still pulling away. Vikings and Ravens still chasing. This is going to be another dead medevac. At least he'll be able to keep the Marines alive, perhaps, but he's also lost his Vikings, so ByuN losing a lot there in that engagement. GuMiho with a good position and just knew what he wanted to get up to. And, yeah, just going to be seeing 2 more medevacs loading up. They're going to start heading down the left-hand side, so ByuN will head down the left, see what he can get done with these 2 medevacs, and still joined up in the center. Going to see a sensor tower coming down, another factory, building up on the natural expansion as well. And a couple more siege tanks here from ByuN just set up out the front. And Marines joining up together from ByuN also. And again, just a few Marines just gathering together to the left side, and a little bit of a drop here. Actually a little bit scary because at the same time GuMiho goes for a large push through the center, so ByuN has to make sure he's going to be able to hold a steady position. Of course his tank count is very low because he just lost a lot of tanks in that last fight that we were talking about before. And at the same time, here he goes, simming in towards the 3rd base, and there's a lot of Marines and, well, no defense. ByuN sets up his tanks to the left-hand side, ready to defend on the 3rd base. Here he goes, stim in. I mean, there's just so many units here, though, from GuMiho. He's going to push through this position, and, well, what an interesting situation this is going to be. As, I guess one tank still holds location here for ByuN. He actually has a little bit more behind this. Does pick off the 3rd base, picks off these turrets and the Raven. Or 2, both the Ravens going down. So ByuN's doing a lot across the map, as actually he's going to find an opportunity to maybe drop on top of these tanks, and that's going to be really nice. On Siege is one of them, as he's just going to try and target them down. They're very low on health, 2 tanks here. Get rid of those, that'd be great. Looks like ByuN will just pull back, and I guess his goal, well, he'll reposition the 3rd base. He killed his opponent's 3rd, so he's still at an advantage. A CC up, also up that +2 attack upgrade, and more upgrades built in too. So ByuN definitely still has this. There's definitely a scary couple of moments for him as he looks to maybe just come in from 2 different angles, using these units that were in drops to come in from the south side, while also maybe attacking from the north. He's unloading, and yeah, I feel as though he's just going to go for this. I mean, he does outnumber his opponent here. It's just the fact that it is 6 tanks though, and all those tanks are still alive, and that does make quite a difference when it comes to the engagement. And it is GuMiho who actually really is the player who has to make the move, I suppose, because if ByuN makes them, ByuN's on a 3rd base still, and he's going to set that up mining again. GuMiho's 3rd base is just his main base relocated, which means he's down a set of mules and all the rest of it as well. Now, reinforcements coming through the center, and ByuN sees this, so he's going to have to be cautious of these units that are out towards the center. Doesn't want to get those caught off and get himself surrounded here, so just going to see ByuN actually on the siege, and again, just thinking about where he wants to go, where he wants to position this army. And gathering everything up now means that he does have the opportunity to relocate, and it's GuMiho, he really has to kind of find a way to get around the left side up to the top side of the map now to get in towards this, kind of command center. That's the next position he wants to push into, really. Unless he's going to go for a big drop up into the main. You can see how well prepared ByuN is for that though, or how much he's expecting at least. Setting some units up there, just keeping them in position for a potential drop into the main, which looks as though it's going to be 3 medevacs to the far left. Obviously the rest of these medevacs here can lift up some more units too, and well, I mean, again, ByuN's got enough to kind of respond to this, and there we go, going to start stimming forwards immediately. Yeah, GuMiho's going to get pushed away. Very good preemptive positioning here by ByuN. That's the sort of stuff that really helps you out in this sort of game. Is now he's up, by the way, in 2 attack upgrades and an armor upgrade. If there was ever a time to take a fight from ByuN, it would be very, very soon. But that said, he still has a lot of tanks to go up against, which is something he has to be very cautious of, because it's almost impossible to attack into siege tank lines with this many tanks. It's almost never going to go your way if they are pre-sieged and you're fighting into him. But that said, I mean, now the tank's on siege, and GuMiho going to try and just lift up, and is he going to go into the main again? No, he's just going to use it to back away. So he does get out of here. After multiple minutes, he backs away from this position, realizing he can't get much more done. And GuMiho, I mean, he backs away, but now ByuN can move onto the map himself. Double medevac drop down to the south side. Will perhaps just run on into the natural expansion. And there's 1 tank at the front. He can get rid of this pretty quickly. He'll pre-split some Marines, and the first Marine taking 1 shot. Oh, he sees the rest of the Marines though and decides that's not good, as GuMiho's tanks are still in these medevacs, and so being chased down right now, not a pretty sight. He will get away, and he will start to unload the tanks, start to siege them up. ByuN having to back away just once again, does not want to run into that without thinking too much about it. He's going to see those Marines splitting on up, and here we go. ByuN will fight for as long as it takes for those tanks to siege, but that'll be all he fights for. Still up and upgrade here, as now it's GuMiho pushing forwards. He had more Marines initially maybe, but I mean, fighting into tanks with an upgrade deficit, it's going to start going. I mean, he's actually very even on the ground overall. A few tanks left over, picking off 1 more tank as well. ByuN losing all of his medevacs though, but he does have the double drop into the natural expansion, and GuMiho will just take that as an opportunity to type out of this game. So sorry about the quick issue there, quick DC from the stream. I do apologize. I mean, nothing I can really do about it. It was just internet dropping. So yeah. Hey, did I cast the whole best of 5 of GuMiho versus D in the IEM qualifier or just game 4? I cast the whole thing, but the rest of it is another VOD because I crashed out on when we loaded into Whirlwind or something. But they rehosted the game and I got back into it, so you should be able to see the whole thing. It's just about finding the right VOD DNS. Bottom right hand side, the blue Terran player is going to be ByuN, up 1 game in this best of 5. And his opponent to the upper left hand side is going to be the red Terran player, GuMiho. And sorry for that was a little bit of a weird couple of moments there. Definitely don't know what really happened, just my internet dropped all over the place. It wasn't just Twitch or anything, so it's definitely on my end. I do apologize. Again, it initially just seemed as though we weren't able to load into games, and then the stream started to drop as well. But we recovered, we made it back. And we are now able to jump on into game number 2. So we see this factory is starting on up, about halfway done. And I hate these little internet drops because, or little glitches like this nowadays. It used to be, you know, if this happened, you'd go offline for 2 seconds and then you come back. Nowadays, because people have to refresh the stream to get it going again, you lose so many viewers from dropping for like a couple of seconds. It's really, really stupid. Like, obviously they start coming back as they realize and refresh and stuff, but it's so stupid compared to how it used to be. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, a little bit of a Reaper fight here, and ByuN just about keeping his Reaper alive, pulling him back at the correct time. Otherwise, I know any longer, he probably would have lost this Reaper here. So going down again, and I'm just going to be seeing the Reaper getting pushed a little bit further back. Just going to see the natural expansion is building on up here. CC will finish very shortly, and I'm just going to see a Cyclone on the way from both players right now. So pretty standard setup. ByuN is once again going for a bit of a faster expand though, so it is interesting how these players change up their playstyles between matches and between opponents. Just the ability to kind of go in towards a, just the ability to go in towards kind of so many different builds so easily, like switching from maybe kind of a faster expansion through to double gas aggression. And these players have so many builds under their belts. They know what's up. They know what they're doing. As Cyclone here from ByuN will help to clean out that Reaper. And for now, it is kind of up to GuMiho to get the damage done. If he doesn't do damage early, it is going to be GuMiho who's just going to be falling a little bit behind because his CC hasn't started yet. So all this while, until his CC starts, or finishes, ByuN's just going to pull ahead in workers. So let's see what will happen. As you're going to see this Reaper just popping up in towards the main base. And the SCV just coming forwards here. And that Reaper grenade will go down. And the SCV is just going to be knocked around a little bit, as we do see Medevac with the Cyclone, 4 Marines inside, pushing forwards down to the bottom right. And, well, second Cyclone here too. It's a lot of units, and ByuN is not in a position to defend this just yet, as Marines have to come down the ramp. Now you can pull the Cyclone in as well, and you will start targeting down these units. Viking coming forwards too. He'll actually have enough to push this back, so good defense by ByuN. And this is the thing, like, I guess he loses a couple SCVs to mine time. I guess it's little things like this that do start to pull GuMiho not back into this, but keeps him in a good position while his own CC finishes on up. So setting up into this and seeing how this will continue. You see Marines coming down the left-hand side. A couple of Cyclones here, a few Marines and a Medevac as well. I'm just going to be seeing these units from ByuN still just pushing out the front, and we're going to see what will happen. Tank will siege. And now we're just going to be seeing these Marines from ByuN pulling back in towards the main base. We're going to be seeing the Viking just, again, picking off or pushing away to the side. Another barracks coming down here at the front also, and again the starport with the reactor starting to build up on it. Just setting up to see what is going to happen. So Marines and a Cyclone just sat out the front, and also looking to see what they can get up to, pushing forwards, and actually going to find a Cyclone kill of GuMiho. GuMiho losing a unit there, and I think all said and done as kind of the CC finishes for GuMiho, I guess we can analyze this game a bit better and see what position each player is in. Cyclones will trade out for each other. GuMiho still hasn't even morphed in an orbital, so in a moment or two he'll finish morphing that in. ByuN's going to be ahead about 7 or 8 workers, and he's got the second and third racks about to finish building. He's got reactors ready to go for them already. GuMiho is very far behind. He does have an army supply lead, and that's what he's going to try and utilize now with this tank, with these Marines. Now Medevac very low on health though, and that's going to be pushed back already. So if GuMiho wants to do something with this army advantage, it has to be soon, but he's pulling back. And if he doesn't do anything with this, ByuN's economy is going to start kicking in. 10, 11 worker lead now for ByuN at any point in time. And, with the extra barracks as well, as Marine production is going to be a lot faster. He's going to have that stim pack a lot sooner as well. Like, this is absolutely crazy, as we're going to be seeing the Marines continue to come on out. Starport about to finish up the reactor here then. And again, a couple of Vikings just sat to the far right side to see what they can do in the next couple of moments. So, a couple of Vikings to the far right. Again, more Vikings from GuMiho collecting together just over the top of this army now. A few more Marines, the siege tank here, and again, this entire army of GuMiho. We're going to see what's going to happen. ByuN with a couple of tanks here, third tank as well, just sat just out front of this natural expansion, and going to be seeing these Vikings again moving around, looking to see what's up. As you see the Vikings moving down the right-hand side, and again looking to see if they can get anything done in the next couple of moments. And well, GuMiho does have the Viking lead here, so I mean ByuN will just lose these. He's going to just trade out 1 for 2 at least. I mean, make something out of this. I mean, he could have pulled back and not killed anything, I guess, but I guess it was a bit late for that. Anyways, this opens up the drop into the main, and GuMiho going to go for this right now. I mean, the thing is, ByuN is seconds away from Stimpack. If this Stim finishes, actually, because I mean, he might get shot down in a couple of moments. Okay, he finishes Stim. And he does Stim actually a little bit preemptively, perhaps. Losing a lot of SCVs. Oh, it's difficult to push into 2 and now 3 tanks which are sieged on up. So ByuN in a little bit of a tough spot. 16 workers going down, and GuMiho is sort of in this position in the main base where, well, he's doing a lot of damage, and ByuN, he pushes on in. Now he will clean this fight out quite convincingly in his favor, I think. We're going to see him coming in from the top side, from the south side, and I mean, ByuN, he loses a lot of workers. 18 workers down. He actually drops down to 31 SCVs against the 49, but all of the other advantages now go into his favor. He's got Stim and combat shields very shortly, and +1 against what will just be Stim. He will have 50 army supply against the 30, so right now from ByuN, he should be looking to probably just go and counterattack after this fight. I mean, maybe he doesn't see that because it's kind of a weird one to read into. But man, this is going to be well, it's going to be a little bit interesting at least. This tank can unsiege from ByuN, and you're going to see these medevacs just heading out over to the left-hand side here. So medevacs will head out over to the left, and these Vikings from GuMiho still moving around to see what else they can get up to over the next couple of moments. So a few Vikings just gathering up together, and we're going to see these medevacs from ByuN again just heading up the left-hand side and having a little bit of a look to see what's up. So we'll see these Vikings actually going to pick off the medevac with 2 tanks inside. ByuN, well, that's a little bit of his army supply lead just disappearing right away. And this drop was never going to work out anyways. Vikings in location, 2 turrets. Not a chance. 2 Marines in the main base of ByuN are going to actually do a lot of damage. GuMiho, I mean, I say a lot of damage. We'll pull up the SCV line. I mean, it's nice though. I mean, that does slow ByuN down quite significantly. As ByuN again looking to push forwards. He's down in workers, so he's really looking to get this attack going. I mean, actually, if he attacks the front, he has got quite a large amount to work with here. 2 tanks are well, 2 tanks are kind of at the front for GuMiho right now. You're going to see this tank unsieging. I think ByuN realizes he just has a big advantage to work with the Marine count, combat shields, and +1 on his side. And he's going to be able to push in here. The tanks will fall, and SCVs have to pull on in. So this is ByuN starting to level out this game a little bit. Now, Liberate coming in as well, but it's actually not going to be enough at all. GG out of GuMiho. Best of 5 series. And we are going to start off down to the bottom right. It will be the blue Terran player. Give it up for ByuN. And to the bottom left-hand side, the red Terran player will be GuMiho. Let's see if he can bounce back into this. Yeah, guys, thanks for dropping by, tuning in today. I appreciate all supporting the WardiTV weekly. If this is an event you enjoy, then do let us know. Let us know if you think it's worth continuing going into February, because we did only schedule 4 of these events, but if you guys like it enough, we will run some more if possible, if we can get the funding for it. ByuN looking good, easy. When is Team League? We'll probably have Team League tomorrow. I only need to get 1 match confirmed tomorrow, and we can do Team League tomorrow, but it might not happen. It is Thursday tomorrow, yeah. I think we should be able to get 1 match tomorrow then. So, fingers crossed at least. We will see. Anyways, let's see what's up. As we do see the Terran players here, head-to-head, game 3. Let's see if GuMiho can bounce back and try and take a map at least. I mean, he's got to gotta just take this slowly, I suppose. At Wardy, could I play a song? Or like a song you pick? Depends. What song is it? Try me. That said, may not be the best time to ask me, just as we're going into game number 3. because now I may not be able to actually see it happening. Anyways, we're setting up. We're to see how things will go. And you just see this SCV coming up the ramp, having a little bit of a look to see what's up and what's going on. So, SCV up the ramp here, we're going to see a depot coming down as well. Just some bits and pieces in these early stages. Okay, cool. Good. Why does it say Wardy is offline? Is this a rerun? I'm not offline. We did have a mini stream crash for some reason. So, because the internet dropped down, so it might just be you need to press play again. This is not a rerun though, this is completely live. We might be rerunning a little bit tonight and tomorrow, if I get the PC back online, potentially. Maybe rerun a bit, but yeah, I don't know. It's one of those days. And it's just going to be seeing the CVs coming away to mine here to the bottom right. You're going to see a couple of workers going into gases as well. Again, ByuN obviously feels just really confident about expanding early against GuMiho. So, yeah, I mean, just feels really confident about expanding early because he just keeps on doing it. He just keeps on doing it, as we do see the Reaper from ByuN. Moving around a little bit here, a couple of Reapers from GuMiho are going to be looking to see what they can do, see if they can fight against this. ByuN's Reaper going to be pushed back just a little bit, and again, we're just going to be seeing one Cyclone pushing forwards. There's the Cloak Banshee coming in as a follow-up and his own expansion. So again, looking to do damage early on. Oh, look at this. Cyclone can hit from the low ground with that high ground vision. Marines coming forwards as well. The problem is the Cyclone can't actually do much when it comes to actually fighting units there. So one Reaper goes down, the other getting out. Still a bunker in location as well, but yeah, he actually feels though, you know, ByuN's defending well, and just going into a Viking now off of the starport. Not really a medevac or looking to be aggressive at all himself, just wants to defend and hold an advantage, and that's exactly what he's doing so far. Now obviously the next test of this will be if he takes any damage from the Banshee or not, and that first Banshee starting to come across here. Now Engineering Bay is about to finish, the turret should be up in time if he is going to build turrets straight away. He might not if he feels as though it's something he doesn't necessarily need. So we'll see in a moment or so as this Banshee does come up through the top side over to the right, look to see what he can do. So Cloak on the way up as well, obviously that's about to finish, and that's why the turrets are kind of an essential necessity here. Viking in the main base. It's actually interesting coming in from the top side with the Banshee is a little bit less expected, and so may catch ByuN just a bit more out of position. Already the SCV is pulling away. This is going to be nice then, just slowing those down, and Banshee will come in, try and pick up a little bit of damage, try and sit just out of range of the turret, while also in range of the mineral line. But again, Viking can come on over to help out. Just take a little while for the Vikings to come over there, but they'll get over here eventually. A little bit of lost mine time. ByuN just playing nice and safe. As now we're going to be seeing these SCVs just coming back in to this mineral line. Again, Banshee working his way through this depot, so depot taking a bit more damage now as well, and looks as though it's going to go down to about half health here. So depot falling down, and another Banshee coming across, looks to see if it can do a bit more. A couple of SCVs taking some damage right away, and another SCV as well perhaps going to go down in the next moment or so. As again, a couple more Marines just taking more and more shots as here we go, pushing forwards. Oh, this Banshee gets picked off by the Vikings from the north side. So again, is GuMiho doing the damage he needs to get done? No. He's 8 workers behind, going in towards the mid-game now. He's got his next 2 racks on the way up, but, well, ByuN, he's going into his second and third racks as well, so they're pretty evenly timed. ByuN a bit faster on the +1, a bit faster on Stimpak. Yeah, I mean, GuMiho hasn't done enough. He's got a small army supply lead. I mean, if you look at the unit tab, he's got a Raven over nothing. He's got 2 Vikings. Well, ByuN actually has the 2 Vikings. GuMiho has an extra tank and a Cyclone, really. His tank, a Cyclone, and a Raven, that's his advantage, but missing out on Vikings for air control? It's going to be difficult to push and do something with this army, really. ByuN, again, just taking a solid lead so far in this game. Really not kind of doing anything at all. Like, not really kind of progressed himself at all in this game, so not looking great for him as we see these Marines and a couple of tanks from GuMiho. It's going to be continuing to pull across over to the right-hand side here. So looking to see what they can get up to. You see the Raven up in the sky from GuMiho will fly around a little bit. This Hellion continuing on over to the left. ByuN looking to see what he can do with this right now. There's a scan up into the main, and again, GuMiho just moving around as we're going to be seeing these SCVs. Just mining away. So SCVs keep on mining away right now, and again, Marines and a couple of tanks from GuMiho will look to see what's going on. Sim on the way from both players, +1 on the way from both. I'm just going to be seeing the again, Marines and the tank just setting up over here. Couple medevacs popping out, and do you see the Vikings are just looking to see what they can do. Marines and tank from GuMiho pushing through the center, and another tank up north. Also looking to see what it can get up to right now as this Hellion just patrolling backwards and forwards here. And a few more Marines just pulling back and going to load up a whole bunch of units into those medevacs. Through the top side, ByuN will push on across with again a whole bunch of Marines, a couple of siege tanks as well. Look to see what they can do. These medevacs pull back over to the right hand side, and I mean, overall it's just going to be ByuN who has so much pushing through the center of the map. There's 2 medevacs from GuMiho who are going to try and drop on in towards the center right here. So we're going to start dropping off right now. We're going to be seeing, well, Marine's going to start fighting as we're going to be seeing the, it's going to be a messy one. He loses the siege tank actually. So siege tank going down. Bit of a weird one. GuMiho's going to get rid of the combat shields, which will kind of put him into the lead in terms of upgrades on Marines. We're going to see Vikings coming in as well as Marines, and SCVs pulling forwards too. The Vikings get taken down, which means the medevacs can maybe get out of here alive. Yeah, I was going to say ByuN might want to come in and flank from the left side with these Marines, but he went too far right with them already. And so they are not going to be able to intercept at all. And GuMiho does a lot of damage all of a sudden. So he does a lot of damage right away. And these Marines and a few tanks just joined up together from ByuN and still seeing what he can do. These medevacs will, a couple of them start to unload right now. And 2 more coming in towards the center. Raven down south, and again, more Marines and tanks continue to come in towards the center of the map. It's a little bit of a weird situation. ByuN going to have to think about how he wants to engage into this now. Does he want to engage into this even? Well, he will stem forwards. He's got a lot more Marines, actually. Both players pulling into tanks, and oh, nice by ByuN. He actually pulls back into his tanks and away from his opponent's tanks. It's a pretty big deal. There's 1 tank in the front still dealing a bit of damage. GuMiho and sieges. Army supplies are dead even. GuMiho with that slight income lead. And there's 1 tank on 1 HP. That's not going to take a lot to take that one down, as GuMiho looks as though he might try and push into this once again. He's going to stem forwards. ByuN doesn't really respond to this at all just yet. The tank that moves very far forward is going to get taken down, and an interesting moment or two from GuMiho because he doesn't really do a lot with this. There's so many Marines for ByuN. I think he was trying to take advantage of his combat shield upgrade and thinking the 2 tanks might be engageable into, but ByuN's Marine count's actually still very good in this location. And these last couple of skirmishes have taken and put ByuN into a bit of a lead again. Lots of Marines starting to move in towards the middle once more. And we're going to see a couple more Marines getting picked off. These few tanks in the back also going to start taking a bit more damage. Actually, there we go. These tanks taken down right away. And still just going to be seeing ByuN here moving around and looking to see where else he can go. Lots of units loading on up. Medevac's going to boost back to the left-hand side. And just going to be seeing, again, Marines pushing forwards to see where they can go. That's going to push forwards a little bit and, again, moving towards the left. You can see the +1 armor upgrade finishing up from both players. And it is GuMiho who's a bit ahead on the upgrades after doing a little bit of damage here and there, I guess. But look at how open and exposed his third base is. He's going to have to run in position to defend this, but how do you run into a position that ByuN is going to hold? Scan, and actually ByuN says, who cares about the third base? You don't have any tanks, buddy. What are you playing at? He's going to come take this position of his own, and again, I mean, just a few Marines up towards that third might be more than enough, as he will stem forwards and think about taking the tanks down. He's actually just going to take the opportunity to go further north into the base, and I mean, tanks, what were all these tanks doing from GuMiho? One of those situations, I think, where, loses a medevac. One of those situations, I think, where he just sort of doesn't realize all his tanks are like stuck in the main or something. Well, that's kind of crazy. He's also got a lot of AFK SCVs in the main base, so I mean, GuMiho's a bit all over the place right now. He's chasing after that one last medevac, which is still just about escaping. ByuN pushing onto the map once again, coming through into the center. I'm just going to be looking to see what's going on. A scan sees this Marine. I'm just going to be seeing the again, Marines tanks, a couple of medevacs pushing across. GuMiho's still looking to be aggressive. Will very nearly fly into these Marines. As again, the tanks are out on their own in front. Where are the Marines from GuMiho? Very slow to join the battle, and now ByuN will back away against these tanks. Will not kind of keep on fighting into them. Actually takes a couple of shots. Maybe didn't back away fast enough. Drop to the top left side. He's going to start lifting up and loading on top of the siege tank, which will begin to be repaired by these SCVs. Is it enough? It is. It's going to hold on, so tank can re-siege. A very back and forth TvT right now as ByuN establishes his own third base, finally getting this up for himself. Still maintaining map control, but that may not be beneficial if this army loads up and goes towards the main. A couple of units moving into position to try and deal with this, but it's only really tanks. Okay, there's the Marines. And Marine does spot this coming in, so ByuN knows about it. He knows what's happening, and yeah, GuMiho gonna have to fly on away over to the left-hand side once again. So having to back away here as we do just see the third base set up, and a couple more Liberators currently building here from GuMiho. So setting up with a couple more Liberators, and again 2 more Medivacs loading up. I'm going to move in towards the center as well. So 2 more Medivacs loading, moving in towards the middle of the map, and again looking to see what they can get up to. We're going to see a lot of Marines to the right hand side, some tanks as well. Look to see what else they can look to see what's next, I suppose, for ByuN. He's still a little bit behind in terms of the army supply. Neither player with an armory just yet. ByuN's going to be the first to build one though, so his 2 upgrades will be available shortly. Still just 1 engineering bay, but his second about to finish too. So again, ByuN overall seems to have a little bit kind of more of a, a couple more advantages, I guess, as we're going to see the boost in towards the third. I mean, there's only 4 Marines, 5 Marines, and a couple of 1 tank. We're going to start dropping into this then, and I guess he'll be able to fight against this. He's trying to get rid of that tank ASAP though, because he's just currently sitting in the fire. Actually, he's going to get cleaned up because he didn't target the tank down, and now pushing forward. ByuN's tank's out of position. Liberators going to make a bit of a difference in this fight as well, because they're going to kind of force these tanks from ByuN to unsiege. ByuN spreads out quite heavily now as he is very far behind in terms of the army supply. Nice little split forwards. 1 Marine to try and push this back. Liberator still pushing on in here. ByuN trying to build a couple of Vikings, but he's slowly getting pushed into more and more of a corner. He's going to load up, try and unload into the high ground, as he needs to find a way to defend his third base right now as well. But there's so many Marines for his opponent, he can't quite get his own Marines out in time. His CC is starting to take a lot of damage. Here we go, engaging again. He still has Marines in the Medivacs, which he needs to get rid of, get out of here in a disaster. I mean, ByuN's just falling apart all over the place right now. GuMiho is just pushing him around, and I don't even know how GuMiho got so far ahead. Just all of a sudden, ByuN is just playing messy, just playing sloppy, and making a lot of mistakes. Making a heck of a lot of mistakes. I mean, he definitely shouldn't have lost so much to this drop up here. He should have targeted down that tank way faster. Then he doesn't take the big shot, which just does pretty much all the damage to clean that army out anyways. And at the same time, again, ByuN, I feel as though he was kind of on top of kind of GuMiho, and then just kind of got caught off guard in a couple of fights. This is going to be just a detrimental fight to ByuN right now. GG's. Game 3 goes with GuMiho. GuMiho definitely not going down without a fight. And he did just start to kind of outplay ByuN in the latter stages of that game. You know, a few mistakes, a couple of drops that went GuMiho's way as well, definitely put him into an advantage. And again, I mean, I felt ByuN early was in a great position. I feel maybe the one mistake was trying to be a bit too aggressive into the natural of GuMiho, when he could have very easily gone up and cleaned out and killed the third base. That would have been maybe even game ending from GuMiho right there. But instead, ByuN tried to fight because he saw only Marines, and actually there's quite a lot of tanks. They were just in the main base. So then it kind of made it a bit more awkward, and he lost a little bit more. So yeah, anyways, we see the CC here. Just going to start morphing in. It is GuMiho to the bottom left-hand side of the map here on Proxima Station. And to the top right-hand side, our red Terran player is going to be ByuN. ByuNarino. So, yeah, just setting it up. We're going to see once again, ByuN is confident with the early expansion in this series against GuMiho. Game after game after game he goes for this, as GuMiho once again going to open with the aggression. The second gas coming down for him already, and setting up to see what he can do against this. So, setting up, and we'll see how this develops over the next couple of moments, of course. Again, guys, this could be your last chance to go onto that Matcherino page and add some money if you like either of these players. A donation to the Matcherino page essentially is a donation to either of these players right now, but of course it's so much more than that, because it does show Matcherino that it's worth sponsoring these events as well, and little bits and pieces like that too. So if you got a few dollars, even if it's just $1, $2, get on the Matcherino page, add it to the prize pool. It will be split between ByuN and GuMiho, 75% and 25% for first and second. Exclamation mark Matcherino if you do need the link. Other than that, of course, if you're enjoying the stream, hit that follow button. And with that said, let's see what this proxy starport from GuMiho is going to get done. I actually think this might be the weakness in ByuN's build order in some ways, this proxy starport, because ByuN has not really been having a lot, a lot of his kind of timings against air-based units have been very crisp and very, very tight. Just getting turrets up in time, just getting a Cyclone out in time to defend or something, or a Viking. A proxy starport is actually maybe going to be able to get a lot more done. We see a Liberator building from it. And it makes the most sense, but well, it depends what comes out of the starport right now. ByuN actually starts to build up a Cyclone. He already has a Widow Mine out. So it's going to be a Medivac. Cyclone then for his anti-air. Obviously, if he has to use that for anti-air, though, it means he doesn't have its ground-to-ground defense unit out the front, where there is a Cyclone for Marines, beginning to push on forward. So, pushing on in. We'll see GuMiho trying to maybe get a little bit done here. Depot to the side from ByuN, and these Marines just spreading out in the main base as well a little bit. Do you see this Liberator is going to be finishing up and again moving in towards the main. So, Liberator pushes on forwards and Cyclone locks onto it immediately. So that's a good initial setup here. As long as he can keep vision, he should be able to keep in range, and he has the medevac to stay vision. And Liberator comes to siege on up, and there's Marines already in position to deal with that. We'll lose the 2 depots at the front though, so not all worth, not complete kind of disaster from GuMiho. The Liberator does buy him the few moments it needs to kind of get rid of a couple depots, and it's a heavy supply block for ByuN. As he will boost, and he'll try and find this proxy starport. Sees it flying home though, realizes that's probably not going to be able to get enough damage done for those Marines to be significant at all, so just pulls back in towards the main base once again. So setting back up in towards that main, you're going to see a couple of Cyclones coming down the ramp. ByuN's Marines a little bit slower to the party, but there will be much more of it here. And with Medevac too, he'll start to push on forwards. He will lose a Cyclone. Oh no, he won't, because it's ByuN. He'll pick it up in time, as now he does lose it though. Unfortunately, he didn't drop back behind the units as he tried to. Kind of weeded out a little bit with the Medevac positioning, and it dropped back front. As you're going to see, Marines and the Cyclone will now get rid of the starport. Will force that to rebuild from GuMiho. He is currently double expanding to the natural, and the third base in the main. So I'll set that up again, and again having to rebuild the starport is expensive. It's 100 gas, which will have to be invested back into. And honestly, GuMiho didn't really do enough of this. You can see it now, 6 SCVs behind. Obviously, he'll try and come back with the faster third base here. But he's also kind of down quite heavily in terms of just army count, and that's why we see ByuN pushing across the map quite aggressively, looking to see if he can find an opening and maybe get something done in the next few moments. So these Marines, the Cyclone, continue to push on forwards, and you see this siege tank just sat up on the main base here, just sat behind these depots a little bit, and again a few Marines gathered up together, see what they can do. A Viking coming forwards from ByuN as well, and again we'll try to kind of fire onto kind of a couple of air-based units if possible. Obviously not a lot of air control just yet from GuMiho due to the fact that he just had to build his starport. That said, flying your Viking right into 2 Cyclones is probably not the best way to maintain air control as ByuN. So I guess the main story right now is this third CC going to be enough for GuMiho to bounce back in the game? He's 8 workers down, and being an 8 worker deficit is not really too pretty, as we see this tank sieging up, and again for another base just building up over here. Going to see this scan, and it's going to be seeing the starport factory and barracks. We'll continue to build on up, so we'll continue to build on up, and we're just going to be seeing this supply depot about halfway done as well. ByuN still collecting in towards the center of the map, and Stimpack on either side. You can see the +1 upgrade from ByuN also still building, and I mean the fact ByuN can build his third in location obviously helps him kind of catch up in terms of third base timing. GuMiho's third base is going to take forever to float into position. I mean that's at least a 30-ish second flight over there, if not a little bit longer, and that's coming up towards 2 free SCVs of production time. So for all he'll catch up now, he'll fall a bit further behind once again when he has to lift that CC, and that will also hurt a little bit, as you see these Vikings will gather together. So 4 Vikings total here, and again Marines, a Cyclone, a tank, and this 1 medevac. They join up in the center to see what will happen next. I mean, it's still ByuN on just a heavy army supply lead, and of course he is. He's on much faster racks. He's going into 4th and 5th racks now as a follow-up to his third base. He's just much faster in general. You can see that GuMiho isn't even on the 2nd and 3rd racks now as ByuN's 4th and 5th finish. I mean, he will build his 4th and 5th racks much closer to the 2nd and 3rd racks, and that's to be expected, but it's just going to be ByuN who will continue to kind of go into a supply lead. +1 on Stimpack ready now as well if he wants to fight on in. I mean, I guess the problem is for ByuN, where does he engage on in? Because there's not an easy position to fight right now where there isn't going to be siege tanks to defend. And that's maybe the one good thing about Proxima Station. The attacks in towards the bases and to free bases all come from one direction. It's going to be drop base play that'll be difficult to deal with. Because, I mean, the left-hand side, the main is very droppable. The third, very droppable, as is the natural. So drops really are probably the main kind of position you're looking to take here. Or the main way to do damage. I guess ByuN just setting up at the front as well and sieging these tanks just outside the front is probably actually going to just about work out, You set these tanks up, and you see these rocks on the low ground getting picked off here. Tanks still sieged up as well. So GuMiho maintain his position, but again, I mean, now where does he go for his third base? You know, he's continuing to build workers, but he's going to be oversaturated, and if he's oversaturated, I mean, he's oversaturated while building so many buildings as well. So actually, it's a bit of a weird situation where ByuN's just continue to get further ahead, mining off of a third, and I mean, it just isn't getting much prettier. We see the tank here will win the fight, and that will be something going GuMiho's way. Forces ByuN to unsiege and pull back a bit. The air control definitely something which is in GuMiho's favor and helping out a lot. And there's the Liberator too. I was about to say, it's likely this is the sort of position we see a Liberator coming into play from. And as we'll see those tanks having done siege, one tank will go down maybe. No, nice lift up. If you didn't pick it up, I think you would have lost the tank there. Still, units just relocating, and well, at least GuMiho's able to push out in towards a third base. There's more units coming across the map from ByuN. Great marine spread as well. Great vision on the map for him. No watchtowers on this map, so having a good marine spread is pretty much vital to be able to see exactly what's going on. And if you look, ByuN, he sees pretty much everything. GuMiho sees barely anything, right? So he starts sending this medevac out. Marine, will it spot it? I mean, there's a couple of kind of openings here which maybe GuMiho could go through. He'd be very lucky to get through all of them, and well, he gets through the first one, and he's probably going to be spotted by this marine if he keeps on this track, but only a glimpse of this medevac. We'll see if ByuN recognizes and responds. Now, he's also got the sensor tower over here, so actually he's going to see it very easily. Sensor tower obviously will help us. Vikings come on in, they'll chase this medevac down, and yeah, I mean, a couple marines drop out over here, but what are they going to do? Well, maybe take away a bit of the map control of ByuN, but that should be about it. As ByuN still keeping his army on the map, still keeping it in a forward location. I mean, as GuMiho starts to push out a little bit further forwards, that could be just ByuN's opportunity. Tanks will siege, we're so far forwards here. Oh, well, actually, ByuN's very clumped up. And yeah, I don't think that was kind of nice from ByuN in the end. He was... I mean, he needed to kind of spread and keep fighting. Maybe it's hard, though, because he was trying to target the fire tanks down as well, which is hard to do without being clumped up, so it's a little bit weird. And as we're going to be seeing the... Marines just spreading out. Vikings will push forwards. Now it's actually going to be ByuN who's contesting air control, actually. It's not air control given to ByuN just yet. 4 against 4 in the skies. I mean, there's the Liberator as well, but actually, ByuN has some more Vikings. They're just not in play. There they are. So now ByuN has air control, and now GuMiho is in trouble. These few tanks at the front are going to get taken down instantly. These medevacs are all loaded up, and not the best of times to be loaded up right here, as these Marines will stem in from the right. Let's see how this continues. Vikings continue to fire away, and all these Marines are going to go down. The tank's doing a good job of cleaning up pretty easily here, really. More Marines going down. That'll be GG. ByuN takes game number 4, and with it, he will win WardiTV.